What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
안녕, 로입니다. Keith.
And I'm Curtis.
You know the vibes. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all know why y'all here. NMIXX Dice. Make sure you guys jump in the mix and hit that subscribe button. Become a real redeemer today. Also, if you love the content here, also if you love the content here, you don't need to roll the dice. Jump right on over to the Patreon.
It's not a gamble.
It's not a gamble. It's going to be a great investment because for $5, you're going to get the Mama 2022 version of dice. We got some LeSera Finn that's going to be up on there. New jeans.
Hold up, but what if I'm balling and I got $10?
$10? Oh, exclusive. Album review just dropped. Indigo in the soup. Some other dope content as well on there, and original content is on the way.
What if I got bricks and I wanted 25?
I don't live that lifestyle, Jan. I don't know what's going on. Too many RICO charges.
I said $25.
Her brick and my mind said bricks. Right now, somebody be like, I like 2 weeds.
What
Not rolling the dice.
I'm not rolling the dice on that shit. Be in the mixing Jeep and General Pop. Let's get this video.
Fuck around and rolling the dice every night.
We gonna be fucking mixing every night.
You be in the wrong mix.
It's gonna be O.O on somebody's fucking face.
After the lights go out, the boy be like, "What you doing? Rolling dice."
So without any further ado, let's jump into this.
We're good people.
Good Christian boy.
I've only reacted to them one time. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, Redeemers. I honestly forget what the track sounded like.
I don't think
I just know I didn't like it.
A lot of progression changes, but I overall think I enjoyed it. I just haven't listened to it very much since.
Okay, yeah, so we can jump right in.
I'm curious to see kind of
JYP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I trust Unc. Let's jump back into it.
Oh, that's your aunt?
Yeah, it's big though.
Everybody got their label, I guess.
Alice in Wonderland theme.
Here we go again, bro.
I remember it now.
It was like 3 different songs. Yeah, man.
Maybe that's their thing. She's got a voice.
Right. Catch that beat, man. Go ahead. Try to find it.
Here it go. Like
they just changed on the offbeat. Like
it's cause they changing it on the offbeat a little bit. was like this. Kurt.
Hey.
Yeah.
Post credit.
Yeah, so they're
So
actually on a JYP sub label Squad or Four Squad. I don't know if the Four is intentional on that, but
I'm pretty sure bro will be down there still making sure the lights is on.
But they just had a member leave, so they're no longer a septet. They're now a 6-member group. Because I don't think you guys are mature enough for that word. But
Or sex top, sex group. Yeah.
I'm not sure enough for it.
sex. Like, yeah. So now they member Jenny. She was a vocalist. I don't know why she left. I saw them talking about her.
I seen somebody talking about it in the
They're
drum.
considered, ironically, no matter what we think about it, I didn't even realize they were a rookie group until like a few weeks ago.
The O.O song was their first joint.
Yeah, but it's the same. I had the same issue
Yeah.
with it with
Yeah.
this song as I did with that. It's a little too, and this for saying this for K-pop is a lot. I feel like it's a lot going on, and I know some people like the hyper pop. I've actually seen a lot of people saying I can't wait till hyper pop
Gets
really
big
takes
and
over
takes over.
K-pop and stuff. I'm not one of them. I'm definitely more conventional, or at least more like organized. At least from the beginning, from the intro and everything like that, it sounded pretty good until that beat switch. Like that beat switch.
I told Keith that might be their thing.
So
I'm starting to think that's just their thing.
Well, that was what I was curious
Not
about
to
going
like,
into this.
totally interrupt, but like, so we've
And
seen,
make switch up.
but we've seen that, and we've seen it done. So, Future Sex Love Song, every song on that album has a beat switch, right? But it's not jarring.
Right.
It's smoothed in. Like you hear elements of the beat that they used in the beginning, and they kind of faded in and out. It's not just
Timbaland might be the king of beat switches.
and mix, switch it up, and all of a sudden we go from like 24 BPMs to 64. It's like, yo,
at least experimentation
it kind of
is one thing.
eases you in.
And that's the route I was about to.
BPM from like 60 to like imagine going from like a ballad to like a trap beat, like just totally different BPMs. Not when you double time it is this. No, it's just completely different. Like 60 to like 160.
Because we hear that in like not to compare, but just the group that does it. We hear it in Blackpink. Sometimes we hear it in Everglow songs. Sometimes we hear it in like groups like that. Sometimes we hear it in NCT songs.
Most of the time it's not switch. It just trumps up for real.
But it's just it's done so smooth and clean. It's not like they were doing switches on off beats. And like totally changing the timing pattern. Exactly. And it's just like, it takes you about, so the whole thing about a song, I even wanted to, when Nick said that might be their thing, I even wanted to suspend maybe the first beat change was jarring. But then immediately did the second one where they actually switched on an offbeat to another offbeat. And it's just kind of like, and that's why I was looking at Nick, like, go ahead, find a beat, I dare you. Like, and it was just like.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. If it's intentional, I'm assuming it's intentional. And with that being said, I feel like JYP is definitely a group or a company that pushes their artists to kind of do what they want to do, to be a little bit different and to like explore different sounds and stuff like that. Like y'all said, I do agree. You gotta, if you are like the group, and I don't want to keep comparing either, the group that I think experiments the best with beats and makes those changes work is NCT 127. When it comes to like, especially like the more grand beats, and K-pop is
like Boss. I was thinking Boss. When
okay. K-pop to like a GP ear, to like someone that just is a casual, might be jarring in general, just because of how like it can go from upbeat to it's getting to the singing section. Okay, it's getting into the crescendo. Okay,
last year would kick it, or like the first reaction, and I wasn't even saying it was bad, but I was just like, to the point now I fucking love that song. That's one of my favorite, song.
Took you long enough.
They be like, spin the block 3 more times on it.
And same thing with Sticker.
Remember, it's like, I'm parking. Remember, it's like, I'm parking. I'm not
I was like,
spinning
yo,
the block going shit.
I still remember I was like, I can't believe they don't like Kick It. How do y'all not like Kick It? Like,
Yeah, then I was like, wait a minute. Like a month later, Favorite made me go back and listen to everything over pretty much.
Now Sticker did it too. I was like, this shit kind of alright. Especially the uncuts make shit hotter
uncut
too.
made-
no, yeah, because I wasn't
one.
feeling Sticker the first time I heard it, but that uncut and
I
that
was
block
like, yo,
spin.
he was going off like this, like
Yeah, I feel like they left some shit on the cutting board. But to bring this back full circle
Yeah, we
to
definitely
them,
did go
I do feel like it's intentional. I would want to hear like some more tracks just to kind of see what's up, because I feel like it's talent in there. It's just the kind of being a little overproduced.
You know what? Let's have a convo.
No,
right?
wait. In fairness, too, in relation to that, though, knowing that the track is dice, like I am wondering, because I mean the whole roll the dice thing, take a chance. Like I don't like it. Definitely seems intentional.
I was
but
looking for a correlation, but in the
Yeah.
song.
No, but it's just it's the sample size is so small
Games.
with them with
Games.
the
I
two
was
tracks. That I don't
wondering
know
a
if
whole
this
bunch
is
of
something that
games.
is like gonna be
No,
a thing
not the
for them,
video.
or if it
Oh,
was
okay.
just like
But even in that, that's not something.
The lyrics in the video.
But even if it's like a small sample size, that's still planned, because the producer can still say, "Hey, how instead of doing 3 beat changes, we only do 2, but we do it smoother." Like it's.
No, yeah,
I
I'm not
understand that
denying
might
that.
be their thing, but like there's ways to do it to where it's done
LSD trip.
right. That's not
Yeah.
jarring or like a punch in the chin. That's like, you know what, give me a hug, and then you just punching somebody in the fucking jaw. Like there's a
wanted a
difference.
ballot and they
The video we watched yesterday, right? The disrespectful one, but when she still had points about how you break a group and do this and everything, which I fully agreed with. This is one of those. This actually failed one of her points about being different and trying to like how you're doing something and everything like that. Like you can't just throw something out there. You can't give us a new group. It's one thing to experiment and everything like that, or to be an experimenting type of group, but if our first listen, we don't know what you can do consistently or greatly, in my opinion. If we don't know what you can do at a high level, like it's just like, okay, this is that. They can do ballads, they can do these type of songs, or they can do whatever. Cool. All the like switching up and different instruments and everything like that on the first 2 songs that they might have more songs, but
Especially in a 3-minute and 18-second track.
Yeah,
that,
but
that is it's a
Low,
lot.
can I jump on your point though real quick?
Makes sense.
Yeah, I will. Whatever they're doing, it is working though. As far as like their
they're
numbers
popular,
go,
yeah.
they're popular.
Fuck, we know these
But I mean, but here's the thing. Let me ask you a question. Before that beat change, was the song hitting?
huh?
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, like they're talented.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. All of them. They're talented.
Yeah,
I love.
I don't know.
I like the aesthetic. I like everything else. But it was just that beat change. It takes you out of it. Like if you went to a groove, that's like you dancing on the dance floor and the DJ bumped the table.
Yeah.
Like now you gotta refine exactly. Now you gotta refine the beat. And it's just kind of like,
in fairness to them, I think that if the transition was smoother, it
Absolutely.
really wouldn't have been like an issue. I just think that it was a little bit weird that they decided to kind of do a beat change on an offbeat kind of, and then even the layering didn't feel.
it didn't feel natural.
It didn't really feel natural with kind of the BPM it was in, and even the way it kind of transitioned back was a little bit jarring. So I think like all in all, that's kind of what threw it off a little bit more, because we've seen songs where like shit totally changes. Like the BPM could have been where the ceiling is at, and then it changed to where the floor is at. But the transition was done so well that it just kind of worked. Over here, and it is a little cheesy when you be like, "Yo, Redemption 46, the beat about to change, yo," and then like it changed and it's kind of off a little bit. So it can
But
be a
even
little.
that was like crazy.
A little like, especially when you announce the beat change and it don't hit. So it's like, what?
Her leaving is some big shit, because there's no like real understanding why she left. But JYP like deleted every inkling of her from existence on like the page. They deleted her. They edited her out of the Mama performance. Everything.
So that happens. Oddly enough, that happened kind of a little bit with Woojin as well.
Woojin.
It
might be how they
granted,
do
very
business.
different circumstances, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but
well,
nonetheless,
they just won't give any reason, and she hasn't said nothing. I don't know if she's under an NDA. Or not.
Probably under NDA.
But
Yeah.
It might just be how they do business. Like in JYP, where it's just like,
Well,
if,
yeah,
you,
they won't.
if you're not here,
they just won't say why she left. They said, you know, all they were kind of cryptic, said she left on her own volition and stuff like that. So I think they got other stuff probably to worry about, but this is definitely the biggest one of the group. Like I said, they're obviously successful. They're being called super rookies. I didn't think they were that just because I feel like we having a very honest conversation.
yeah, I wanted to know
But,
what you wanted to say.
Yeah, I didn't know about them. I just started hearing their name. I haven't seen anything. I haven't heard them talked about. I didn't even know they performed at Mama. So
Redeemer's been asking about them for like really quite some time. It's been a while.
Redeemer's asked for a lot.
That's life. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I keep hearing they mega rookies. The numbers are numbering. They are on a mama with other acts that are popping. So it makes sense. And like you said, I'm just obviously we're all just giving our opinion on everything. If it ain't broke, don't fix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
but
70 million views.
yeah, they moving. But I do agree with y'all. Like it's not really like a download for me, and it's crazy because I do felt like before the beat change, you can hear the talent. And I think Kurt alluded to it before in like previous videos. We look at the K world like the NBA. If you're in here, you're here for a reason. You're the cream of the crop. You're part of the upper echelon. Oh, probably talking more.
Jenny said this, NMIXX change up. They really changed things up. Yo, y'all really the worst people in the comments.
I'll never forget Zoo.
Yeah.
That Zoo reaction probably the worst I've ever seen people going.
I've never felt bad for people like that.
Switch yourself.
Nah, but like I said, like Kurt has said before, like I look at this like the NBA. If you've made it through like your idol process, especially at a respectable organization like JYP, then you're the cream of the crop. You are clearly talented. You clearly have been working hard because JYP isn't just going to throw anybody out here, put his money and his energy behind any of these groups, whether it's a sub label or anything else. It's just not how it works. With that being said, at this point, it's what are you doing differently than these other, your contemporaries? What are you doing different than New Jeans? What are you doing different than Le Sserafim? What are you doing different than who else is still out? Ive is out. What other young?
For them too.
We'll be getting into that soon. What other like young ladies for 4th Gen that debut either this
Those
year
the
or
main
just
ones.
like those are.
What was it
Seraphim
was there a group like Momo or something like that or
Momo
Oh,
Land? That's
Momo
old.
Land.
That's old.
They ordered up.
Okay.
I think they.
I just
third
know there
or
was a
fourth.
whole fucking lot of them. No, not Momo Land. What was the girl group that they had all the Hiroshige? Not the Hiroshige, but like the short Catholic girl skirts. They were all in the gym, and they had a couple tracks that we liked.
XG.
Was it XG?
Oh,
No, they were like
but
young.
that's-
They were
tippy
young.
toe and
They were, but
everything.
it had to be like 15 girls.
You know XG when you say
Oh, like 15. I'm not sure.
Luna.
It might have been Luna.
Luna the only one I know with them numbers, and it's like 12. Well, now it's
That's still a
like,
lot.
It's crazy too.
It
Kurt,
actually went down to like
what's the girl
11.
group we just did for JYP as well?
the Japanese group. I
Yeah.
forget exactly the name though.
Damn. New something like Nizzy or something like
New
that.
shirts.
Nizzy kind of sounds right.
Yeah, something.
Nixie?
Nah, but anyway, JYP has another girl group too, like underneath
They have a
them.
lot.
They do have a lot,
Yeah.
especially we was talking about Excenary Heroes. Obviously, what's going on like with Stray Kids.
Nice.
Yeah, like so shit is popping over there. So all I have to say, Nizzy U, is another Japanese girl group, popping Japanese girl group, ironically in JYP, that just debuted this year as well. So at this point, we just want to hear more as far as like what do your vocals sound like, what do your dance line stuff sound like, and what's gonna be music that's gonna be appealing. I'm not here for like I don't want to say like just to shit on shit or to call shit like kind of ear junk music and everything else.
Shit on shit, call shit, ear jump.
Yeah, the shit compared.
That's staying. That's staying.
That is absolutely staying.
But I do want to hear a little bit more, and I actually want to see how they mama performance. When I want to see how the crowd was, like were people engaged and really read the room and shit. Because even sometimes at mama, I feel like you could see the fake kind of like claps and shit like that, and like
Or they look up on the monitor and like, oh, we're
look
on
up at the monitor,
camera.
like, oh shit, we're on camera.
We saw somebody who had the stink face yesterday when we was watching
Because one of them just kept the same face. The other one was like,
we're on camera. Keenan's camera. But yeah, that's my spill. Kurt, you seem like you want to jump back in the mix, or did you have a question?
in the mix. Oh, okay.
God, bro.
Rolling the dice there, Nikki. You're rolling the dice.
Yeah,
Stray
definitely.
away from the concept.
I will say I did like the original song, the 0.0 or whatever. And granted, yes, there was beat switches in that, but I did feel like, I don't know, it was a little bit new and fresh, at least to me, like for that particular time. I haven't really gone back and like kind of reassessed it and digested it properly to see how I feel about it. But I do kind of feel the way you guys do in relation to this, at least with those beat switches. And I do understand in the sense of like if it was like literally a track that's like, you know, roll the dice, take a chance, you know, bet on yourself, that kind of thing, do something different, then maybe that was, you know, the intended direction and everything. And I honestly, I will always, I mean, we said this with, you know, NCT as well, like even in the tracks that don't hit for us necessarily, we do respect, you know, the willingness to kind of go for those things. But nonetheless, it was overall like a track that didn't quite hit for me necessarily. But I will say, like as Nick had said as well, I did see, you know, hints of the talent in there, particularly whoever was hitting the thinnest of the high notes, particularly like just knowing to the crescendos that you were able to kind of go to. I would like to see how that translates to something, you know, even like a ballad or anything like that, or just kind of like those. Like I definitely saw some of those things. I was looking for like a little bit more with some of the rap line stuff, I would say, personally, but more so it might just not have been the place for this track necessarily, to where that would have been like as focused on, as opposed to saying like the talent isn't there or anything like that. So I'm curious to kind of see how those things evolve going forward. But overall, like I would say, as far as like at least, you know, the music side of it, some of the, like I did like some of the lyrics and the way they kind of played on everything. I like how they said like basically the leaving you shock thing, and they said the 0.0 thing, kind of obviously referencing what I believe at least is a debut for them, if I'm not mistaken. And I do understand how those things kind of relate to, you know, title tracks versus, you know, B-sides and how they might tie into album things or something. So if it is something like that, then, you know, I'll always like kind of reassess that and try to view it through, you know, a much clearer kind of perspective. But as far as like the video, honestly, I would say I enjoyed the video the most in tandem with the choreography. I liked how in the choreography, for example, they're talking about love and like, you know, the rolling the dice, take a chance, bet on me, bet on yourself, that kind of thing, obviously. But I like how the choreo, like the lead or the center was like kind of knocking her head back and forth like she's confused, but the other person was like rolling the dice in front of her with her hand, making it look like she was like kind of, you know, like swaying her between the two. So I just thought that was really creative. Yeah, that move. I thought that was really creative. And then the actual video aspects of it, how they played on, obviously, the whole aspects of games in general, dice, casino, those things. So when they kind of had, like, the roll the dice, and then they had Candyland aspects, but they kept, like, this little hypnosis thing with, you know, the roulette table. And I thought that tied and correlated well to the love aspects of everything, basically, like, the confusion of it, but then the betting on it, like, this kind of unknown circumstance. So, honestly, I would say the video was probably my favorite in tandem with the choreography. But, overall, like I saw elements of it, it just didn't kind of come together as a whole for me. But yeah, I'm curious to see how this translates to the mama and kind of how they, you know, definitely how they perform live with those vocals as well. But we'll see.
Yeah, you can keep.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Like again, I thought the initial song was cool. Even a change up. No, it wasn't. I was gonna try to find it, but like no, it wasn't. It didn't hit, and then even when they came back in, it didn't. It was like awkward and jarring when it came back in. I really do want to like this group because like the first part of the song was really good. I did like it. It's just 2 songs heard, same issue in both songs. It's just kind of like
it's a little too much.
Yeah, way too much. Yeah. I don't know.
Great thing about being a rookie is they have more time to invest in their craft, to develop their sound a little bit more.
The only thing is, I'm afraid that this, like you said, this is their thing. This is their niche, and this is where they're going to stay. That's what I'm afraid of.
They might look at it though and be like, we cracked about 100 mil. We trying to get our shit to 3 or 4. What can we do? You know what I mean?
No, I hear you. I mean, hey, do what works for you. It just don't work for me.
And some B-sides too. I would never want to just call some shit like pots and pans music and then like.
Who said that?
I know where you're going, especially being a JYP.
I know where you're going.
This don't got nothing to do about
This
you.
is not a you thing.
It's not a you thing.
It's not a you thing.
But I'm just saying, like, I would never want to be someone to like box a group in.
No, I know who said it, but I'm just saying, when Nick say stuff, they'll be like, "Oh, well said." Bitch,
You scared about gang?
I'm not scared of nobody. I'm just straight up tell you, just like I tell them. If they come for me, I got something for you.
Threaten me with a good time. But no, all that just to say, like I definitely would give them more opportunities to just kind of see what goes on with them. Jump in the comments, tell us how y'all felt about this, and let us know if this is kind of up your alleyway as far as music go, or was this jarring to you as well. Also, jump on the Patreon. We about to get into the Mama 2022 performance. More stuff in there.
Sorry, I'm immature.
Love y'all. We're gonna holler at y'all. Peace.
Love y'all.